apologize. I should have been clear.
No, that's okay.
I wasn't here for that.
That's liquor board.
There's that one.
I think I've got the end of them.
Alright, so this one's payroll. And then what do you got? That's, alright, so we're getting mixed up here.
Yeah, we don't need that, we don't need pay.
Liquor board was signed at the last one.
That's what I thought, but.
Well, it just came through again, so.
Yeah, this is April 20th.
Because I've got it in the minutes that it was.
Yeah, because we would have signed those last
Yeah, you
meeting.
did because you were absent.
That's,
Right, which
And the
was,
last one was the time before.
We'll have
We
to
did
see.
those.
It may have gotten in
This
there.
is a duplication, I
okay.
think.
Yep.
All right, so
It is.
that's all the minutes.
Yep.
Anything on the orders?
I see there was $5,200 on the culverts on the Humphrey and another road over
Whipple Hollow?
there. Is that something we've been planning on, or is it something?
Humphrey Road is for a grant that we applied for, our road grant.
Yeah.
And actually saw today that we
Got it,
saw
yeah.
that as well, but we did receive it.
we did get the grant.
In Whipple Hollow, there's a small one just above Markowski Road that needs to be replaced.
Right.
Bottom's rotted out, so.
Some of this stuff gets started and takes quite a while to get through.
Yeah, well, and the culverts
Right.
ordered in January, and luckily we got them in April, so it's. So,
Yep.
That's on the fast track.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, in this day and age it is.
That's true.
All right, anything else on the orders?
That's payroll.
So do we have the orders to sign?
I just didn't want to throw the whole pile at you at
Right.
once.
Well, no.
I'm already confusing you enough as it is.
That's alright.
I'll get better.
We'll all figure each other out here
I'll
shortly.
get better.
Takes a while to get our act together.
Well,
Hand me that one, Joe.
Okay.
Otherwise, there, thank you.
Good thing for the little flags.
yeah. It's a good investment.
There should be 2 in there.
Oh, there was 2 in
I
there?
believe there's 2.
No, they already pulled one out.
We pulled one out
Oh,
of
you
there.
pulled one out of there? Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, I
right,
think there's one out of there.
good.
I only see one green sticker.
Why not? Didn't see it go around that fast. It went by too quick. Me neither.
Paper there.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Good thing somebody was watching
It's good. Well, I was still looking over here.
We'll get it, don't worry.
Oh, there's another one.
Oh, my,
Jesus.
there was.
Was something.
Oh, those go back probably to Brenda.
This, yeah, there's a tag on this, so.
That's more stuff. Signature stuff.
Yeah, just fold it over.
Sorry.
Yeah, all right.
There's another page that.
Oh, one second.
Gail.
She wanted 2 copies of it. One to have here, original,
Okay.
and one to have for her.
Same thing.
Yeah. All right, that's it, right?
No more folders.
Did you already sign payroll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we
payroll
did.
was done.
For, I thought it was, I saw it on there somewhere.
We're done.
No,
I'm
it
just
was
making
there.
sure.
All right, town manager summary.
Okay, so, I've been very busy. I'll just go down the line. Recruiting efforts for a resident select board and water sewer commission vacancies. So we did end up, I found another candidate, which I had forwarded over to the board for review, or asked you if you wanted a copy. I sent an email out asking if you'd wanted a copy of, I sent it to everybody.
Yep.
Oh,
Email.
Didn't get it?
Didn't get
No
it.
email?
I got it.
Didn't get it. Well, it's probably in here. When did you send it?
Oh,
Oh,
a
gosh.
while
A
ago.
week
Well, you have
ago.
two
Yeah, last
emails,
week.
don't you?
Well, no. Okay, so you sent it
I used-
Monday.
Yeah, I used it, the email that was on file here for you.
Right, no, it's here. I,
is it?
no,
Oh,
well,
okay.
I
It
found
was a week
the
ago.
agenda and I didn't look at it after, okay.
Oh, all right. So,
That's,
there were 2 candidates for that position, and no candidates applied for the water sewer department. So that is why I was gonna add that extra agenda item, but it's the same topic.
Right, right.
So they just were reaching out, and wanted to know if there's any select board member that would be willing to assist them by being on their board as well. And even if it's temporary or whatever. They wanted me to forward that request and see if anyone was interested. And they said if that turns out to be not the case, that you folks are busy, they wanted to know, could they please re-advertise again?
Okay.
At least do that. So
When did they meet?
we met
Last night.
right?
last night. Seems like a long time ago.
Is it just once a month?
Excuse me?
Is it just once a month or twice a month?
Once.
Once a month?
Once a month, 3rd Tuesday.
Third Tuesday, okay.
I suppose I could for a while,
Okay.
So that's a yay.
I guess. Been on it
You gonna
before.
do it?
I've been on it before,
All right.
but not permanent. Not permanent.
And usually in the summer, they don't meet every single month. They,
Yeah.
like, one of the months is off.
Yeah, I know. No, I said, I was on there before.
I know.
So,
Yep.
All right, got that under
I'm a
control.
sucker.
Do we have to vote him in?
Well, yeah.
It's
Yep.
an
Oh, right.
agenda
Yeah, people.
item further down, Dave.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I know,
All right,
we're still
okay.
on town
Yeah.
manager summary, so we're kinda
Right,
getting
yeah.
into
Kinda
the,
going
Yeah.
through.
yeah.
One of the most important things that we had happen this week is we have a new employee, Ms. Ann. And she is.
Hello there.
So she started on Monday, and she's gonna replace Linda, sadly, but nicely.
Nicely.
I think everyone's happy with that.
Yes, we are.
We're happy to have her. She's already doing a great job. She's just taken right off
Awesome.
with her tasks, so I'm really happy to have her here. The other thing I worked on is I discussed, it's an agenda item. I did a little research on this discussion that was on an old agenda back in November of last year about a tractor mower, a mower.
Roadside mower.
Road, thank you. So we had to pull up old minutes from before. You'll see them in your packet, just so as not to confuse anything. The reason I put them in is so that you could recall that. It was
Yep.
a while ago.
It was.
And then, what happened is there was no action or movement made on it, so it didn't happen. But I think the intent was for it to happen based on the language in the minutes, but that's totally up to you. But I included those, and I have, the quote for the cost of it. And then there was an additional piece that came in, and Chad brought it to my attention that we needed to have that piece in order to make the connection. So that was like a separate thing, which.
From 2 to
I-
4, right?
Right.
Yeah, yep.
Yes.
And the Survey Monkey, that kicked off,
Okay,
so that's live.
all right.
We had some activity already, opinions.
I think Joe had, did you have something to say more?
Well, we had, I think we had decided, correct me if I'm wrong, that we might rent an arm mower we've talked about that.
We just, it was
Right.
discussed.
And,
So,
this is the.
This is
place,
another-
that's-
This is the other mower.
This is the
now.
other,
this is
yeah,
he's
he's
coming,
on
I think
something
we kind of
different.
instructed you to go ahead and research to see what you could
Is
get.
that in the
And
agenda
I
later?
presume you
Yeah.
made
Yes.
some progress.
Okay, so
Yep,
just
I have one reserved for rat,
needs to stop.
and.
We're
Yeah.
not talking about the same
one
thing, are
held
we?
for-
No, I know. So that's, sorry to interrupt you, that is on the agenda too.
That's on
So
the
we're
agenda.
discussing a lot of things out of the agenda. Let's just
Yeah.
let
Yeah,
you
I'm just
finish
trying
your
to give you
summary
a-
because
yeah,
that's,
I'm just trying to do an overview because each of the things took some time.
yeah,
So-
but if, I don't think, but yeah, if
You
it's
don't
in our
wanna-
agenda, you don't need
don't even
to,
talk
we'll
about
talk
it.
about it then.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
Let's see. The Pittsford Memorial Day Parade, we had a meeting this afternoon not parade, but, yeah.
Pittsford Day. We did.
Pittsford Day, sorry. I've been working on the West Creek culvert, and that's turning into a slippery slope for me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, I may at some point have to reach out to another engineering firm other than the one that was initially contacted, because I'm not getting response timely.
Okay.
So I did, push a little bit harder on that. I'll keep you abreast of how that's going, but I think we may have to reach out to another contractor if we want to see it done in the time that you want it done, because we only have that 1 month period of time to install it. And in order for me to do that, I need to have a completed drawing and site plan. And unfortunately, the last one that they did, they were supposed to do, as they put it, tweaks, and those weren't done, so I can't put it out to bid. So it's kind of holding up the process. Paving's on the agenda. That's on the agenda. Zoning's on the agenda. Everything else, I think, the only item, it was an add-on for a discussion, but the shrubs in the front of Town Hall. So that's kind of a conundrum. So if we do replace them, chances are they're gonna die again, because we salt there. It's gonna be a continual killing of shrubs.
Well, there are
So I don't know.
some plants that will tolerate salt.
Yeah.
I gave John a list before those bushes went in.
Oh, okay.
Not those, but, so
No.
he chose something not on the list.
Okay, so it is your desire to have bushes there, not any other form of landscape. You want the shrubs.
I don't know, I hadn't
That's
thought about
kinda my
anything else,
question.
really.
Something that doesn't die with salt.
Well, I know
why
Aldo
don't-
Berge was
Yeah.
contacted too.
Why don't you, Alicia, get with Brenda, give her
Wanna
what
give me the
you
list?
did
Sure, yeah.
before the list,
Yeah.
and then for
Yeah.
the next meeting, then we
Bring
can
it-
discuss what we're
Okay.
gonna do.
Sounds
That
good.
way, we'll, have some prices and
Yeah.
know something that hopefully will, yeah, because those died almost instantly.
Right.
Yeah, they,
Yeah.
and they were
And
expensive.
I didn't, yeah, and I didn't wanna, like, get something and then, you know.
We'll have it die
spend-
again.
Yeah.
Right.
no.
So, I did meet with your landscape gardener that volunteers to help out, and
Yep.
he did make some recommendations, but I didn't know we had a list, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it if you
Yeah,
could just
sure.
give me a little information on that. I don't wanna go the wrong direction with you on that. That's pretty much, everything else is on the agenda.
Okay. All right, great, thank you. Any select board member remarks?
All I've got, regional didn't meet this month, so.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I had somebody bring up to me is the striping down here by New Dollar General in the road.
That's already
it's-
faded?
Needs to be done.
Yep.
People are starting to get in around places and,
I know, that didn't
Well,
last
yeah,
too long.
you don't know where to be.
well, yeah, so it just
That's
needs,
true.
it was,
On our-
I think
on our
that
list,
paint was
yeah.
not very good paint to begin with. You know, they did that, didn't they?
Late and-
Yeah, and it was,
Hmm.
I think at the time they had a hard time getting paint, period, so, but it does need to be done
Yeah.
again.
I don't like the configuration.
No, me neither. All right, any public comment?
I just didn't.
Oh, yes, you did. I know Butch Shaw's here and has some legislative updates.
Madam Chair, just as
pretty early to speak to what the governor is or is not going to veto yet. We're out of session, and so we're waiting for the governor to sign the budget. But just some budget highlights that will be, I think, be important to the town. Our big bill, which was the budget, was $8.3 billion this year, which was up 5% overall, including ARPA funding and other various federal funding. But actually, interestingly enough, our state funds that support that budget are down 5.4%. So up on one side, down on the other. We don't expect to see any more federal funding coming through to help that budget next year. Along with that, the transportation bill was $866 million, which is $150 million bigger than any other T-bill that's ever been passed. And the good thing is all the town funds were funded at the statutory level, so the grants and all the other miscellaneous things that you get for your town highways are at least level funded, and some are up a little bit. $70 million capital bill for capital construction, which affects the academy, plus the ARPA expenditures within that, so that bill will probably go from 70 million to 170 by the time we factor in ARPA funding. Education property taxes are down 14 cents if you pay on your property value, 1.2% if you pay on your income, and 14 cents on the non-residential. And that'll be affected by what your school budgets are here. It'll be up or down a little bit what your school budgets are. And I think you'll remember there was a $90 million surplus predicted earlier in the year, and that came in at about $80 million. Of those funds, $20 million are reflected in this reduction in property taxes. The other went to the reserve fund and to do testing for PCBs in schools and PCB remediation in schools out of that. Broadband, which I know the town's very interested in that.
Yeah.
There's an additional $250 million in the budget for that. And now we're saying, originally you may remember we had a 5-year build out statewide, and we set up a new Broadband Commission, and that commission has been moving forward. They have about 2,000 miles of copper fiber to be run. So now we're looking at a 2-year build out statewide. That's the new projections. And we've got all the wire now. Now they can't buy hardware to hang wire in the poles.
Oh, really?
But there's a little bit of a delivery problem with that. But we're getting there. And I know you have some pressure from people around town to do something differently. But that's where we are as a state. I think we're up over $500 million in broadband expansion right now total. Another interest to the town is the dispatch services. There's $11 million total in the budget to reconfigure the way dispatch is done. $6 million available immediately as we move forward with that, and that can be a long conversation. I can bring you up to date on another night on that of what's happening. But just as a broad overview, the transition is funded. It's funded with about $11 million to get started. Initially, it was like $8 million for the first year, and then $1 million a year for 3 years after that for transition. But there's been a commission set up to look at that more holistically and make sure that we're doing that the right way. So until we get through the next week and find out what the governor's going to sign and not sign, that's where we are right now. But I'll continue to keep you posted on anything that will affect what's going on in the town.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Butch.
All right. Start with old business, which we already started to talk about. The update, efforts to recruit and appoint the vacancy on both select board and water and sewer. So Tom Hooker has expressed an interest in filling the role in water and sewer.
I make a motion that we nominate Tom Hooker for sewer board. Hold on, quick, before he takes it back.
Hear the train coming?
Yeah.
Did you second?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll stand.
Any opposed? Well, perfect. And then, so now it appears we do have interest from two different people from the select board, but seems like not everyone has
Has,
had a
do
chance to look at this second person.
Yeah.
you want
So
me to?
I guess we'll have to, I mean, we can't keep punting it for too long,
you
but
want
we
me to-
really should be able to.
Do you have that letter so I can see it?
Sure.
I mean, we'll probably do part of this in executive session, right? Anyways.
Yeah, it should be done in next session. yeah.
So, yeah.
It'll give you time,
So
That'll give you-
while he's cleaning up, I'll have time to read the letter, so.
Which we didn't put in executive.
You can amend your
You can amend
motion
it.
for
Okay.
executive.
All
Yeah.
right, good. We'll have to do that because I
We'll
didn't
amend it
think
'cause we
about
didn't know
that.
it at the time.
Yeah.
Nice if these folks could come in and talk with us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the executive session, we'll be able to pass
Yeah,
it through, I
I
think.
know. Do you want to wait to read that then, or do you want to read it now?
Well, no, I don't need to, no, while the guy is cleaning up all
You
this
can do
stuff,
it,
I'll
yeah.
have plenty of
Okay,
time to
all
read
right,
it.
okay,
Yeah, I don't read that slow.
all right.
Well, unless it's a 4-page novel, and,
No.
but I'm guessing it's one page.
That long.
Yeah.
So,
All right, well then we'll move on and we'll revisit that in executive. Okay, and then, just reading, that's a long motion. Okay, so yeah, the mower. Back to that.
More.
Brenda has literature on it. Champlain
Oh.
Drive Equipment has
That
the
was given
3-point
to me.
hitch flail mower. It's not the arm mower. The arm mower, that issue,
That's-
we're renting that.
Yeah, that's a different
Yeah,
This
issue.
is just for
the other
little
one,
junk.
yes.
Price is like $6,094. That was the lowest one. I got a quote from the company out in Iowa. Machine. They were $9,000. And then there's another model that we could have gone with, but it was $19,000.
Yikes.
Yeah, and discontinued. So it was the last one.
you don't want that.
So, but no, I think with the size of our tractor, the size of this mower, it'll work out well. It'll handle a lot better. And then the only additional expense is that little box.
Control box, yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
It's-
Not your fault. I didn't want.
Do you want a new
Yeah.
copy?
Yep. We need four hoses to run the mower, and the tractor can only have 2 right now, so.
Is that for later?
Adapt it to 4. That'll be anywhere between $500 to $800.
Okay,
Kind of, that range is depending where we buy it from.
yep,
So,
okay,
which obviously I'll try with the 500 first.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's an online thing. Shouldn't take that long, but that's basically it. Champlain Valley has it in stock. They're ordering it for us.
Oh, so, okay.
You know, just kind of waiting your decision. I've seen thought it was kind of like, you know, yeah, go ahead, get it kind of thing. Previous meeting, but you know,
Yeah,
it's taken a while to get the pricing.
well, it was a while ago. I was trying to refresh my memory. It
That
was
was
many,
budget.
many meetings ago.
Yeah, it was
6 months.
Well, it was either November or possibly even February.
go.
So, but that's that.
So this is a flail mower instead of a or a
Right.
bush hog type.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
Second
it's
letter.
down and out, and then it extends out
okay.
sideways.
Oh, so it does extend out, so you can go back and forth, okay.
Yeah, that's a 5-foot mower, which is what we're running now, so.
Yep.
Yep.
You're planning on using the tractor you have now?
Yes.
What's the shape of that machine? Has that got quite a lot of life, as
Oh,
far
yeah.
as you can tell?
Yeah, yeah, that's a
I
good
kind
little
of thought it
tractor.
had,
Other than tires, but
but no tires or...
that'll be after July, hopefully. I can
That
pull
tractor's got some age on it, but
it's-
it doesn't get used hour-wise, it doesn't get used a lot.
No, just the summer, just the roadside mower.
Right.
It's, yeah, it's an 89, but it's really good shape. Yeah, no, that's,
A lot cheaper to operate than a new one.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't have all that
Yeah.
computer crap on it.
Yeah.
yep, and the air conditioning won't break.
There is none.
Exactly, yeah. So I'll make a motion to approve this flail mower with the, how much was that hydraulic adapter? The
$35.
$475,
I guess I'm looking at different.
$476 hydraulic adapter.
I'll second.
So that comes up to what, about $6,500 roughly?
Yeah, roughly, 66.
Or
Yeah,
66.
depending on what the shipping is on that
Yeah.
adapter.
Well,
But yeah,
so we want to I'll approve it not to exceed $6,600.
Second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Alrighty then.
Shouldn't cost $100 to ship
Okay.
it.
it shouldn't, but you never know.
Well, no,
Today's world.
you know.
It's readily available, is it, or
It's on hold.
so that?
The mower is, that the part should be, I know like, one equipment dealer has it in stock, but that's the $800 one. Online, when I looked, it did say it was in stock, so.
Should be able to use it.
I've got a used one I'll loan you if all else fails for that amount, yeah. Oh, let's see, you're looking at what, $300 difference, so for $299.
Loan it till the mower's gone.
Yeah.
No, till the new one comes in.
Oh.
Alright, well, thanks, Chad.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, so their Survey Monkey link is up to solicit public input for potential uses of ARPA funds.
It is, and it's working.
Okay.
It's working?
Yeah, people are,
You know how many
Giving their
responses, like ballpark?
as of right now, I don't know exactly.
Okay.
I checked it early on when we only had about 6, but I know
Yeah.
that she also added the link to another location since then.
Oh, okay.
So I think,
I have to have her, I have to have her help me put it on Facebook, cause I didn't know how to
I don't
put
know,
the
but
link.
yeah,
she
Jen
has
will
it
help
on-
you.
It should be on the town, it's on the town's website, right in the front.
Okay,
Okay, the right front page. And then Instagram, I believe, is also the other location that she put it at, and
Then the
then,
rec-
of course,
rec page,
face-
yeah.
the
Yep.
Facebook page.
alright, great,
But, no, it's working.
Good.
You know, people are giving their opinions.
good. Did, I forget, did we put a date, like a
Like a
fill
cutoff.
out by this date, please? I don't know if we did.
I can't recall.
We figured like 30 days, right, a month, is what we said, I
I
don't,
think so, yeah, but I'm trying to remember if I put a specific date in there or not. I don't
We
know.
can-
I don't know if I did or not.
No, I just, yeah, I was curious. Alright. Well, good, it'll be, it's kinda exciting to go read through those at some point and see what people are thinking. Was there something else on that?
I was just trying to see if I put a date.
Oh.
Because I had,
We can
I had
check
the
on it and
draft of
change
the
it.
actual
Yeah,
survey,
yeah.
and I can't remember if we did or
Yeah,
not.
no, that's alright.
Yeah,
No biggie.
I'm gonna say no if I have to guess.
Okay. Alright, thanks. Okay, further discussion of repairs to first response building.
Right.
What's the what?
I wanna know what does the board wish for me to move forward with? Work? Bidding? I don't know what I'm supposed to do
Well, I
with
thought
this.
I thought we had a bid.
We had,
We had accepted
we
bid.
accepted the bid, yeah.
Okay,
accepted the
so-
bid from
And
Blanchard.
this,
Yes.
was this the one we switched?
It
Someone
went back.
accepted it
Yes.
and then-
Correct.
Okay.
No, so
Yeah.
I guess this is just for my own edification.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
the board awarded it to Blanchard.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that was it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, tell them to
That
get it
was the big
done.
discussion.
alright.
We'll send them a letter.
Yep.
Alright, annual update of local emergency management plan.
That is in the packet, it's a big
Yep.
thick one.
And Jason Davis is on Zoom.
I just asked him to unmute.
Okay.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can.
Okay. Yeah, I went through the plan again for this year. Changed out, added Brenda in there and changed out John. And then went through each one of the contacts, just basically verifying contacts and information. Talked to each one of the departments, fire department, town crew, water and sewer, to make sure all of our equipment list was up to date. Updated our Tier 2 reporting, and then also checked on the vulnerable population list that we have in case of emergencies. And everything looked good, and I got it off to Brenda, and I guess the next step is for you guys to approve it and then send it off to the Regional Planning Commission, who will send it off to the state level for the Vermont Emergency Management to keep on file. So everything checked out. There was not too much to update, so we were in good shape.
All right, great.
Looks good.
Yeah,
Looks good.
good. So,
Make a motion to accept it and send it in.
all right.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Done.
All right, thanks, Jason.
You make this look easy.
All right, Pittsford Memorial Day events. So that's already all planned out.
Pretty much.
It's on the website as well.
Okay.
Posted around town. Ann and Tom and Billy.
Billy, yeah.
Making sure everything's set up.
Okay.
Hope for good weather.
Yeah, I know,
The big thing.
I know.
So that's on Monday, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Monday the 30th?
Monday
Yep.
the
On the
30th.
30th.
Yes.
And then, yeah, just in case, for people who watch this, it's, so the parade starts at,
Village
the
Green.
Green
Village
at
12:30.
12:30?
Yep.
And then ends
Bikes
at the
and stuff.
firehouse.
Yep.
Ends
So,
at the firehouse, down Arch Street, yep.
okay,
And the
All right.
ceremony will be at the firehouse.
Yep.
okay,
That's rain or shine. We've marched in the rain
Right.
before.
yeah,
Long range forecast is supposed to be nice.
good.
Supposed to-
You just
We're gonna hold you
We'll
there.
hold 'em, yeah.
Pretty long range, yeah.
Well, hey, I looked.
Perfect, all right. Okay, discussion regarding purchase of new highway truck. Plow truck.
So that is the add-on.
That's, yeah.
That's the one where I kind of crimped it over so that you could see both of the estimates. So there should be one, in the front page it'll say estimate 1, and then I crimped it over so that you could see estimate 2.
Yep.
So this was just like the beginning process of talking about it, getting some cost-related information for you folks, kind of deciding, you know, where this fits into the budget picture going forward, or just any questions at all that you might have regarding that.
Okay.
And, and if you know, or if you want additional information. I think most of it's in here though. Regarding like the style and all that.
So what is this for a truck? An international or a?
Yeah, it's just like our Chevy 5500.
Okay.
Like that last new Chevy.
Well, I'm looking at, yeah, 6.6 with an Allison. That sounds like a Duramax.
Yeah, it's gonna be the exact same truck.
Exact same truck, okay.
Actually, other than little weight limits, a little heavier.
Okay.
Our current one's 19.5, that one's 22.5, I believe. The one from, anymore, whatever they are now.
Allegiant.
Yeah. And their one from Allegiant is Viking body, so the same body that we currently have. Where the Fairfield one is stainless steel body. That's kind of the price difference.
Okay. How's the body you've got now holding up?
Good. Good. We've never had an issue with any of the bodies.
Okay.
You know,
So you don't
I
see an advantage of the stainless?
never owned one, and never, yeah, no, I think, I mean, for the savings, the steel bodies are fine.
Same plow?
Yep. Yep, plow wing. I think that's The only I noticed set up a little different, the hydraulic tank would be underneath instead of right behind the cab.
So it wouldn't look quite so funny.
So yeah, it looks better, yeah.
Well, it's like this massive, you got the body and you got the cab and there's like room for 10 people to have a party in there. It's kind of funny looking.
Yeah, that was,
But it is what it is. I mean, you know, it's no big deal, but
I
yeah,
guess because of the fuel tank
yeah,
setup, they had to slide the body back, but
yeah.
yeah, and that's to replace the 550 that we kept, which is 2011. It's, we've continued using that for a plow route. And it's just getting tired. Mileage wise, it's great. You know, we didn't put the body on it, but I think resale wise, we'll get that back easily.
So this is an outright buy price, not a trade price, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, that has nothing to do with the trade. I didn't bring the trade up.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if there will be, or I'm sure they, you know, we can discuss that further. I just wanted to get some pricing from them.
Get the conversation going and talk about it.
And the nice thing about these is they're, one from Fairfield will be built, truck's already ordered, it will be scheduled to be built in September. Actually, the same thing from Legion is, actually the one you have all the specs for and everything is on order and scheduled to be built September as well. They also have one that's already built, scheduled to be shipped within a couple weeks. And Viking has everything, so either way, could be ready for this winter if you decide to go that route. So,
All right.
which, you know, that's, we're looking at 1.5 to 2 years now for ordering trucks.
Well, yeah.
So,
Took a year.
So have you gotten any idea what the used one's gonna be worth?
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
But then into it. See.
Would they take ours in trade, or that's just out of the,
I'll have to talk to him. I didn't even bring that up yet.
I mean, it might be a good idea in my mind to ask for a price either way.
Right.
We swapped it or we bought it outright, then we can make a decision.
Yep. Yeah,
And I know Killington up there, we've got a couple of their big loaders they've had, and they will sometimes put them up for bid with a minimum bid, and that's probably the bid that the trade-in value is, and if they can get a little more.
right.
And we bought 2 loaders from Killington, just a little over their minimum price. So it turned out, it was a little bit better for the town.
Right.
And it gives us the option of kind of picking which way we go. We might be able to save a few bucks, maybe.
Yeah.
We won't, but
Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to get too deep in a conversation with them, not knowing, you know, before we got real started, but yeah, I'll definitely.
So what else are you looking at, you think you're gonna need in the next year or so?
Well, and actually why.
Not your dream list, your
No, I know.
your need list. Okay, well, no, I gave you,
I gave you
the
my dream
smoke was starting to come up, so I meant you were dreaming.
No, I gave you that list in November.
Yeah.
The only one reason why I brought this up now is because we didn't purchase the arm mower.
Yep,
So since that was removed, I thought, hey, we'll get this truck in there a little sooner than planned. No, I'm just trying to. 16, what are we now? 6. I guess it depends how are we, when we're trading trucks in. If we're going to 7 years or still in 10 years.
All right.
Because our Western Star single axle is would be really the next one to go. That's a 2016. So, again, that's, you know, if we're gonna replace that, that's
God, we
Before
have
10
10
years.
years out of those.
so that's kind of up to you. But yeah, that would be the next big purchase,
okay.
would be replacing that. single axle.
I mean, I guess what I'd like to know is get an idea of what, because we aren't keeping another truck, as far as, well, as far as I'm concerned.
No, that's why,
You know, we'll end up looking like a junkyard here
Yeah.
eventually.
that's why we gotta get this one traded out, so.
Well, no, I'm not, I'm just, I guess what I would like to know before I make a decision is an idea what, whether you get hold of them, find out what a trade value would be, look around, see, you know, what they're selling for outright, and if there's any interest in what it is, and maybe next meeting come back to us, and maybe then, once we have those numbers, we can make a decision.
Trucks are
That's
going
my,
high right now.
that's my opinion.
They're selling high right now, trucks.
Well, no, I know they are, that's why, but I'd like to know what those numbers are,
Yeah.
And there's, I mean,
Just so-
there's 83,000 miles on it.
so it's not a lot of miles.
Not a lot of miles, but I
No.
mean, for us, it's pushing snow uphill, loaded, so.
Well, don't ever, no, you were never pushing snow, you just put a plow on it because it looked good. Well, when you're selling it,
There's another option, and we've sold quite a few years ago. It's an auction site
Yep, we did.
online.
That one.
We actually,
we
that
sold
truck, they actually did pretty well with that selling
Yeah,
that
he did, I
one.
remember.
well, that's what
We
I'm,
went to New Jersey, so.
but if you get a trade value, then we've got a minimum.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then-
I'll start with that. I'll look through that site and see if there's anything on there comparable to what we have.
Right,
see what
and
they
then
want.
what they'll give us for trade, and then we, at least that's, you know,
Yep.
we know that's gonna be our bottom,
Right.
and if we can get more, great.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. We'll just wait to
Good.
hear back from Chad. Alright.
Get your marching orders.
I say that to him. Or sometimes I'll say, keep walking.
Walk on past.
Is that first thing in the morning?
Oh, my.
Yes.
Maybe.
Alrighty, what do we have next? Okay, paving bid results.
Yep, those are in there.
Yep.
Quite a bit over what we estimated in
Wow.
our budget,
10 cents under.
huh?
10 cents under. And budget number was 75,
Oh, it was.
quite a bit over what we've been paying.
Paying, right, yeah, well, yeah,
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 last year was what, 63
Mm-hmm.
dollars an ounce?
yeah.
But, yeah, no, I was a little nervous this year. It's still high, but actually we're, that grant, we're in pretty good shape. Yeah, in my opinion, but it's
Yeah.
your guys' decision.
And how much are we getting out of the grant?
Total grant was what, like 193, so our 154,920 is what we're getting from them. You know, then we, our, was it 20%? Out of
I
our
think it
budget.
was 20%.
Okay, yeah, so out of our budgets, just $42,860
Oh.
will be out of the budget to cover West Creek.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay,
it's actually our 20% plus a little extra to get the whole paving done.
Gotcha.
That whole grant didn't cover all of West Creek, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Because,
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Yeah,
While
the
you're on paving, I have
almost
something to say.
198,000 with the Wilkes price for West Creek. So the grant was, what, 193, 194,000.
Okay.
That's where that difference is.
It appears that Wilk is a little bit cheaper than Pike on the, is there any reason why not to go with the lower bid, or?
No, Wilkes,
Done good work.
Good job.
yeah, I mean,
They've been good.
we've been the last few years now and
Butch,
I know.
happy with them.
Afterwards.
Makes sense to go with Wilk.
After?
Oh, yeah. have to say yes or no.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you're ready for the motion or not, but
Yeah, I think so.
Go for it, Joe.
I'll make the motion, we go with Wilk on it, unless there's some reason that I'm not aware of.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Could I have a number, please?
Yeah, and the
Per
wrap,
ton?
which one?
Oh,
The wrap, or non-wrap?
yeah, so I'm assuming we're going 15% wrap.
Wrap, yeah, the wrap
That
is
needs-
worth fine.
yeah.
Should say that.
Yeah.
15% wrap is 602,121.
Give a price per ton.
74.90, is that the one? Yeah.
Thank you.
So Chad, on West Creek, there's obviously our kerfluffle with our culvert of some sorts, or isn't there, or what's?
Well,
Well, we're waiting for the engineer.
Okay, so we certainly don't wanna pave it, then tear the culvert out.
No.
Right.
So what are your suggestions on that?
well, hopefully
The kerfuffle gets resolved.
it's resolved and installed before.
Okay, then if it doesn't, what would we pave, like the section from Doug, or the
Almost.
house on the corner to the Proctor line? Leave that other section till the culvert's done?
Leave the culvert there, or even have them, maybe just do a
Just a skim coat over it or
inch
something?
over it, just to, yeah, definitely not a full
No.
Right,
pavement over it,
right.
but yeah, I would definitely get the rest of it covered over. Yeah, like I said, ideally it'll get straightened out and get installed, but
Okay.
Hopefully, yeah.
My recollection, we give that firm a lot of business, that engineering firm.
Yeah, we do.
I
Yeah.
think maybe it ought to be real clear to them that if they want any further business from the town of Pittsford, they ought to get that done real quick.
This place was up out of Burlington.
Venture
I don't know if you're
Engineering.
Thinking about
This
the
is not the one in East Middlebury?
This is
No.
Venture
Okay.
Engineering.
That's another one.
Oh, so this is a different one than we
Yeah,
dealt
Gutter
with before
Creek we
then.
used.
Right.
Usually that's where we
I was
should
How
trying
did
go.
we happen to end up with
I
them?
have no
That I
idea.
don't know.
I do not know.
I just went
Do you
back
remember?
into my
well,
records.
they're doing, they started out doing the Fire Hill one,
Right.
Right.
Oh,
So
they did all
then,
that engineering.
when
and
everything
I stand
shifted
corrected.
Oh,
gears.
so then it got shifted to there.
okay.
Right.
Over to this one as we started looking.
Yeah, 'cause Otter
We'd have
Creek,
more
Otter
clout
Creek
there.
is the one we usually use, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what I was thinking of doing if this kind of bombs out.
Have we given them any money yet on this one?
Venture?
Yeah.
2 years now.
Yeah,
Oh, well, no, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Engineering fee
So
after
the last,
engineering fee.
and the last communication from John was, I really need this now, like yesterday, the final tweak that was supposed to happen to that drawing and that site plan, and it never came. And then I've been pestering him and leaving messages, and then he didn't respond, so then I got a hold of his supervisor and said, look, there's a, I have a drop dead timeline here to get this thing in. I need that final drawing. And so he assured me that he was gonna contact his crew there, his team, and see if someone else could pick up where this guy left off. He's got till, within the next day or two, and then I'm gonna shift gears again and use another tactic. So we'll see how that pans out.
Okay.
But I know the criticality of the deadline, and
Well,
you
yeah.
have a certain window to
Yeah,
get
I
it
mean-
in.
Because we've been talking about this since almost a year,
Yeah, it's not,
Yeah.
nothing new.
about putting it in there.
Well, yeah, because it was actually, a year ago today, we had the Fire Hill bid.
Well, and the other.
Fire Hill bill, which was astronomical,
Right.
yes.
And then
Yes.
so the other kerfuffle to this
Kerfluffle.
Whatever.
Fluffle, kerfluffle.
issue, I like that word better.
Okay.
So the other issue is that even once I get that drawing, and that final drawing, I still have to go out to bid again.
Yeah.
Because the
Right.
other bid was for
yeah.
Fire Hill.
Right.
So, the timeline to get the bid out quickly, get it response, get that responded to, and you folks making a selection, it's just, the weeks tick away and we're already getting near the end of May.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I know how urgent it is.
Okay.
It's been my first priority since I started.
Yep.
I knew I had a fire under me for this one.
Well, yeah, and then we're paying rent on storing that
Yeah,
culvert.
The big one,
I,
yeah.
yeah,
It's not a lot, but it still adds
That's
up.
enough, yeah.
So as of right now, this has been my first priority
Okay,
since I
good.
started. So I'm trying to push as much as I can, and if I have to shift gears and go with somebody else, then I can give them a copy of what I have so far for a site plan and meet them out there and see what they, if they want to tweak it. Another company is what I mean.
So what was the reason for the tweak?
I honestly couldn't, I tried to go down through the emails as much as I could. I don't know.
Okay.
It had something to do with, I think, elevation, or it was
That-
something technical.
I know it was an issue with that site, because the road can't be raised there because it's in a floodplain. So we're trying to get the
Getting it lower.
right depth.
So I think that, yeah, and then, so that final tweak is what I'm waiting to get. So, once I have the site plan, then I can move forward. And do a bid. I'm gonna call it a quick bid. That's how we're gonna post it.
A quick bid.
Yeah,
Quick response.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
I just was gonna mention one more thing about the paving.
Yep.
That total price won't be the total price. Orchard Hill, Field Avenue, and Randall Park is not gonna make the cut.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unless you guys have extra money somewhere and wanna do that weekend, but otherwise, budget-wise, it'll be, West Creek, Furnace Road, and Whipple Hollow.
Right, we need to, obviously West Creek, because we've torn it
Yeah,
up.
that's-
And Whipple
that's-
Hollow, we want to get that so we don't lose it.
Yeah. So we got a mile on that, and then Furnace is from Chittenden Line to actually the stop sign at Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Furnace.
Oh, that four-way or a three-way.
Yeah, at that T. We got enough left over to get that whole stretch done, so.
Okay,
So I just figured to let you know
yep.
that part. And that's it. I'm done.
Well, actually, did we ever even vote? We had a first and a second, and we discussed.
No, we're still in discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in discussion.
So
We never did vote
we're all
on it.
done discussing?
Yes, I'll be quiet now.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Butch?
Done.
Thank you. Just talking about paving, road construction, I want to caution you on what's on the horizon and what's going to happen. First of all, the Route 7 paving project is going to happen. That project was estimated at 1.4 million. It came in at about 1.85. And they're going to do it, and they have a contractor, Jay Hutchins is the contractor, and work's going to start hopefully the week of June 6th, when that work will start. And that's a simple mill and fill, so there's not a lot to it, not a lot of reconstruction or any of that type of thing. Basically, it's just a mill and fill to get the water pockets out so you can drive it. But on another note, this year, as a state, we budgeted for 300 miles of paving on state highways. The way the bids are coming in now, we normally do 220 miles a year. So we were hoping with 300 million with some ARPA funding, and it looks like we'll be lucky to get 200 miles this year, the way the bids are coming in.
Well, yeah.
And, matter of fact, some jobs are coming in at twice the estimate, so be careful what's happening.
Oh,
I know one job came in at 28 million, that was estimated at 16.
Jeez.
And another one came in at about 24, that was estimated for like 14 or 15. So this is what's happening. And one of the reasons it's happening because contractors can't get materials. So they're budgeting liquidated damages into the bid. So I think we're going to see more and more of that as time goes on, especially the price of fuel and other things. So, but the good news is Route 7 is going to get done from Mills Bridge to almost Otter Valley. And I don't know how, I think it's got a 90-day completion date or something like that. We have a contractor, signed contract, they'll be ready to go in a couple of weeks. So, because I knew I'd heard some stuff around town that it wasn't going to happen, and just another state boondoggle and all that other stuff. So, proud to say that job's going to get done.
Well, the road's getting pretty bad.
Road's pretty bad.
it's really getting bad.
Obviously,
This
this is
winter
just a
crazy
fix,
hell with it.
just a fix till they get to the next stage. That's all it is. Yep. That's it. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
How about the bridge by the mobile station, Route 3?
There's still no permit yet.
Still up in the air.
Up in the air, we're
Yeah,
still
it's
waiting for
being
another
held up.
hearing, or?
There's,
I think you can
There
expect
was-
to see some action
Yeah,
on
there's
it.
gonna be some
Okay,
action, I think.
yeah.
Just didn't heard anything
Yeah, well,
lately.
it was still like caught up in environmental court.
We've been
Okay.
following that pretty close.
Yeah.
I've been following it.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
I would say probably in a couple of weeks.
A couple weeks away.
The Attorney
Okay.
General's involved now, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeeks. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Gonna fall apart pretty soon if they don't do something.
Yeah. Falling apart.
Okay. All right, and then our zoning ticketing official was removed, which was John.
Yes.
So,
So I was speaking with Jeff, and basically, you can either appoint me as a replacement or a police officer, or not. It's totally up to you.
okay.
I'm not raising my hand that I want to write citations. So it's totally up to you how you
Yep.
want to.
That's what the police chief gets the big bucks for. I'll volunteer him. He volunteered me.
I write enough tickets.
So no one wants to do it. Is that what I'm hearing?
I guess we just appoint somebody then.
Yeah, I guess. So this isn't something that Jeff would do? It's
Yeah, why can't he do it?
specifically
He
for
is
zoning.
one. He is one.
Oh, you just
But
need a
this was a
second?
backup.
I
Oh.
see.
This is
I
like an
see.
alternate?
Okay, I was.
Yeah, because he's only here a couple days a
Yeah,
week,
right,
so
you're right.
it's
So,
limited.
and
or
in
day
the
and a half.
past, in
Okay.
fairness, in the past.
Have
it
one of your
was
police
John.
officers pick one.
I think Tom.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, not on this one.
Well,
Well, what if we do this? What if one of the police officers does it for 6 months till Brenda gets her feet under her, and then it turns over to Brenda? Would that be agreeable to everybody?
If you want to just go ahead and assign it to me, I'll do it.
You will do it.
I'll do it.
We'll do
I
it.
can't imagine, is this, I can't
It's
imagine
not
this
something
is
where
I don't think
it's gonna
often.
I don't think it's gonna take much of your time. 'cause
No,
I don't
I think
think
it's
we
just
do
a
it
matter
very
of
often.
Hope
signing.
not.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that was kind of the
Yeah.
intent. I think that's why you shared this with me.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So that would require you to,
I'll make a motion to appoint Brenda. How's that?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Brenda, I'll help you, if you ever have to do it, I'll help you with it.
not in the morning.
I know that.
Right, after 10.
Yes, after 10.
Little inside
So the
joke.
rumor I heard around town is true then, okay.
Not everyone's a morning person.
No.
All right, library coin drop.
Can we have one, please?
Yes, I mean, when and where?
October 8th,
Okay.
north at the mile marker at Furnace Road.
I make a motion, we
Furnace
allow.
Road?
Not in front of the town hall?
I know, in Furnace Road?
That's what she said.
You want to do it in front of the town hall for safety
That's
reasons?
what I
Right
thought.
where you got the
That's the
flashing
way
lights.
they've always
Yeah.
been.
No, I'll approve it if it's done in front of the town hall.
All right, then. We'll do it in front of the town hall.
I'll second it then.
Okay.
Get along with it.
Me? So my
So
husband.
we
We had a
got,
first and a second?
yeah,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
with that stipulation.
Right.
Yes, it'll be in
I
front
know.
of the town.
Yeah.
It's always been in
never,
front of the
I was just about to say, it's
school.
never not been in front of the school, so I mean,
Yeah, I don't know why she said that.
so,
Yeah, it's at the crosswalk, and you got the lights there
Lights going.
flashing.
Have the
You
lights
got
going, yeah.
The sign a light there, light a sign and all that stuff, and you can see. and-
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
safe.
yes. I'll have one of those jackets on and such that I glow in the dark. Has there ever been any adverse reaction from having a coin drop? Has there been people angry? I'm just like, really.
not that I've ever
Okay,
No problem.
heard.
okay,
If they don't want to give, they don't give, they just drive by.
okay.
Or
okay.
they
Well, I know it slows the
around the other
traffic
way,
down, and
yeah.
I'm wondering if, I should
No,
wear
I've never heard anybody complain.
No, I don't think
No,
you need to.
libraries
Is that a
had
Saturday?
them, the fire department's had them
Is it
before.
Saturday?
the
Yeah.
Humane
It's a
Society's
Saturday.
had them.
Okay.
And we had them before they had permits.
Oh, yeah.
So is that with this,
No,
Map
there's,
is-
no, there's no
there's
street
no.
designation on it.
No,
okay,
Looks
Okay.
good
yeah, okay.
as long as you got permit, you're good to go.
Yeah, I have, yep. Chief signed it.
Already signed it.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is that
All right,
passed?
you're welcome. And then last item, oh, I'm sorry.
Is that passed?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you voted and passed, okay.
Yes.
No, I did, I passed it.
Yeah. And
Your
then
vote didn't count.
final item, so the police department server.
Yes.
So,
It's a mandate that's coming down the pike. So it's almost, it's not a question of can we, it's we have to.
Yep.
Separate them completely electronically, computer-wise, from the town server. So, what's happened is this came in, literally, I got it today. I wrote it in because I wasn't originally thinking I was gonna have anything to share. So this is the quote, for the work to be done. I don't have multiple quotes because you're using pretty much one person for all your,
One vendor
One.
Yeah.
that does the whole town hall.
okay.
and because they're already intimately involved with the server we have now, I don't recommend doing a quote and a bid and all that, because then you'd have
It's a
somebody
preferred
that.
vendor, we've
Yeah,
done that before.
right.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
this is the cost.
The state's mandating this.
Yes.
Why don't they finance it?
I don't know, Butch, go ahead and answer that.
Nobody asked.
Oh, but if they mandate something, why shouldn't they put some finance behind it? Wouldn't
So
that-
I can't agree with you more, but it happens all the time.
All the time, yep.
Could somebody, could that be looked
Now this,
into?
the one thing I was thinking about was ARPA.
Yeah.
This
I mean, mandates
could be
are
a good
fine,
use
but
for ARPA.
finances
Yep,
need to
could
come
be.
Because
with
it's
it.
not
It's
only
not budgeted,
necessary,
so, yeah. Might be
yeah.
a good idea for it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's what, 10 grand? That's not
Yeah.
a massive amount of money.
No, but it's not in the
But
budget
it's,
though.
well, no, but
Budget.
it's, yeah.
It's the principle.
So now, this system, can it be expanded on?
It can be.
It can be.
And he's expanded it, he's put 2 expansions in there for $229 each, and they're the hard drives, because we have to store all our videos, all the body camera and car cameras. And the way he explains to me, we have a hard drive sitting in there now that has 4 terabytes. Is that right, Bill? And we've already used over 2 in less than 2 years.
So you're using about a terabyte a year.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff, Mike, right, is public. If somebody requests it, you've gotta provide it.
Right, but we also have to hold it for the state's attorney
Right.
and,
Now, how long do you have to hold that for?
ever.
Forever.
Oh,
Public
forever.
record, Public record.
Okay, so there's no statute of limitations on it. You have to hold it forever. Okay.
There is on some stuff.
Right.
Criminal stuff is endless.
Endless,
You gotta
okay.
keep it forever. Some of the other calls that we go on, if, you know, it's not criminal, if it's a civil issue or whatever, there is a duration time where those can be erased from the system. What the expansion drives that Mike's talking about, those are actually gonna be off-site to store the stuff, so that if something happens here, we've got a backup of the system, so we don't lose everything that's in it. When I talked with Vincent, the way he's got this set up, it is set up so that over time, if we have to expand the memory and get more terabyte of memory, it can be added to it.
Okay.
That's good. All right.
So, in timeline on this?
What's the drop dead date?
Yeah, well, I don't know when the state's gonna come down and audit us, but it's gonna be this summer, I expect,
Yeah.
because COVID has put them off for a couple of years.
Okay.
But I would imagine anytime this summer, they're gonna say, hey, we're coming to visit you.
And if we don't either have it in place or working on it,
Working on
we
it.
could be fined.
Oh, well. Let's get this rolling then.
Well, no, yeah. Yeah.
Part of the issue with this, the state's going to a new system where they are no longer gonna be keeping track of the warrants and other court documents for the towns. The towns are gonna be responsible for looking it up in the system and managing it and taking care of them as they come in. But part of the system, we have to get what's called OpenFox in order to look this stuff up and have it in place. We can't get that until we get the server. Because we have to have this in place, and then we have to contact the chief security officer for the state to come in to do the audit to make sure that we're in compliance in order to get the OpenFox so that we could start doing this work. And I think the kickoff date for it, I think it's July 1st, but don't hold me to that.
So do we know if we can use ARPA funds for this? Is this something that would fit in that?
I
Yeah, it's
think
really
so.
broad.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
so.
so.
Really broad.
It's broad.
I can just double check, but I think we can.
You can always move it around later if you
And
have
Vinny
to.
said it's $105 an hour installation, he said about 3
We
hours.
can.
Okay.
Okay.
So what was the total cost on this? I didn't have a calculator.
No, me
but-
neither. You figure you're good
Well,
at
it was
math.
roughly,
Roughly.
it was roughly 10 grand,
Yeah.
I think.
When I
just-
figured it out, I think it was $10,646 total.
Okay.
I'll make a
Yeah, 'cause you
motion,
got another 400 worth of labor, so
I'll make
yeah.
a motion.
Yeah.
Well, that was the labor included.
No,
When
what
I
I'm, no,
figured
but
it out based
my
on
number
this-
was, in my head was roughly 10,
Yeah.
and then you got another 400 worth of labor, so that's.
I'll make a
yeah.
motion not to exceed 11,000. How's that? Then
I'll
a
second that
little
motion.
bit of room in there in
Yep.
case.
Okay. Any other discussion on that? What if it does though? We have
Well,
to do
we'll
this
have to
regardless.
come back to
So-
that.
Gotta come back to us
They have
for
to come
money,
back to
that's
us.
all.
I'll come back.
Like anybody else does.
Yeah.
You make Chad do that occasionally.
Yeah, yeah, no biggie.
Much for the truck.
Yeah, but stuff that he does isn't gonna get us fined.
Sorry,
Or
Chad.
not do, I should say.
Well, no, but we're in the process of
That's
doing
what
it,
we
we're
need.
fine.
Yeah, yeah.
So not
Because
to-
we just started the
Man
process
hours,
right
that's all
now.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
The truck just not a body yet.
He won't move it
Yeah,
around.
just get the chassis.
He's got 600 cushion there.
Yeah. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm gonna oppose it unless there's financial funding comes with it, comes with the mandate.
Well, it's not gonna, so.
I know I'm wasting my breath and probably everybody else's, but that's the way
That's
I
fine.
feel.
So, I can add a little bit to the conversation. 3 years ago, when people were clamoring for body cams, and they
Yeah.
all, police departments have body cams.
Yeah.
The legislation was passed to allow this to happen. When they passed it, they did some record-keeping stuff because of public records. And it just bled to the state police, and now it's bled to all the local police. And
Yep.
if you're gonna have a body cam,
You gotta be
you
able
have
to.
to be responsible for the records of that body cam.
Yep.
And the car cameras.
And the car cam,
Everything, you have, your police department has to be responsible for all of that. And it was just, that was done at the request of the citizens.
Yep.
You know, they demanded body cameras. And,
They're all
you know,
public
you can
records.
trace it- You can trace it back to the George Floyd incident.
Yep.
The abortion incident that happened there. So as a matter of record keeping and public records, you just have to do that if you're gonna wear a body cam. If you're not gonna wear a body cam, you don't have
Don't
to
need
do
it.
it.
Well, we keep track of all our paper cases too.
Yeah.
You know, we're responsible for anything we generate in paper, we have to keep them also.
But this is something new that they're mandating, I gather.
Yeah, well, the system, they're
Separate
updating their
system.
systems and everybody's
Well,
gonna be
Because it can't be
standalone.
tied
And
to
that's
the
the only
towns.
reason, if it's something new, that's the only reason why I feel as though
Well, Joe,
funding should come with it.
if anybody takes a paper or film record of any public action, that becomes public record, and you have to keep track of that. And as you said, for a felony case, it's a criminal felony case, you have to keep those records forever.
And I mean, a
Civil
DUI
action.
produces about 3 hours of videotape.
Just off the body cam.
Just off the body cam.
And you can add probably another half hour, 45 minutes on the cruiser cam when you're on roadside during the initial stop.
So it's actually, I look at it as a
Protection, too.
level of protection for the. for
And
your
insurance.
police department.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and it's all stuff we're doing already. The issue, Joe,
You gotta
is,
record it.
right now,
Keeping this.
the police computer is tied in to the town office computer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that has to be separated.
all right.
So that,
Yeah.
I mean, this is basically separating that.
But
Yeah.
it's being mandated.
Or it should
It
anyways.
is being mandated, but it's also kind of common sense. You don't want your criminal record to be tied into the town's computer that if somebody's looking up your
Yeah.
tax records and they find out you've had 35 DUIs, you don't, I mean, I'm just saying, and I'm exaggerating,
Right, no,
but,
but-
you know, so that it's kind of a common sense thing to separate
A
them.
good point.
It's a
So,
privacy issue also.
it's a privacy issue, yeah.
As time goes
Just
on,
that, it's also a mandating issue based on what you said.
Yeah.
Under NCIC, unless you have been through the training, been vetted, been fingerprinted, gone through the background check, nobody is supposed to have access to any of the criminal records. So, once we go to this new system, and they do this VOW system where we have to keep track of the warrants and all that, that's all criminal history. So if somebody were to accidentally see that, we would be in trouble for that. We'd be violating NCIC policy. So we have to be separated. And if we're not separated, I mean, they could, in theory, shut us down because that, people can access that information that shouldn't have it.
it's getting to a point where, not much is behind closed doors anymore. Somebody can find out pretty near anything they want about anybody. That's what's coming and putting it on it's on our doorstep, I believe. And this adds to it. It's not all bad, I'm sure. But, I mean, it's passed, you've got 3, but I will, unless funding comes with it, I can't support it.
We're done, let's go.
All right.
So be it.
No, I get it.
Yeah, thank
that's
you.
what it's- No, I don't blame you, but.
The end of our open meeting.
No, there was a couple.
We gotta go back to exec and amend the motion
thank
on the
you.
executive session.
Okay. So, I'll make a motion that we amend the executive session to include, discussion of, select board.
Candidate
Candidates, thank
replacement. Seconded.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
There. Now we're
Thanks,
leaving.
Kelly.
Thank you guys for coming.